Have you ever been on the verge of a major breakthrough, a dream job, a perfect relationship, or a massive personal goal, only to find yourself suddenly paralyzed by doubt? Or maybe you've already achieved something great, but instead of celebrating, you're staying up at night wondering when the other shoe is going to drop. Most people think we only fear failure, but in reality, many high-functioning minds are terrified of success. Today, we're opening the window into your subconscious to reveal why your brain treats winning like a dangerous threat. We're breaking down the mechanics of self-sabotage, the pressure of expectations, and the rare form of intelligence that makes you overthink your own potential. Welcome to Window Psychology. In psychology, overthinking success isn't just modesty, it's a complex survival mechanism. We often engage in metacognition, which is the ability to think about our own thinking. For the highly intelligent, this can turn into a mental loop where we analyze every possible outcome of our success until it feels like a burden rather than a reward. Today, we look through the glass at the identity trap, social sabotage, and the perfectionist cage. By the end of this video, you'll understand why you've been standing in your own way and how to finally step into your full vantage point. The root of overthinking success often begins in childhood. Many of you were the former gifted children who were overpraised for being naturally smart. While that sounds like a good thing, it creates a psychological cage. You begin to believe that your value is tied to your potential rather than your effort. When you start to succeed as an adult, your brain enters a state of high alert. You worry that if you succeed now, you have to maintain that level forever. Success becomes a ceiling you're afraid to hit because there's nowhere to go but down. This leads to ambitious paralysis, where you dream big but do nothing because the pressure of being perfect is too heavy to carry. You aren't lazy, you're just a perfectionist who is terrified of the expectations that come with winning. High IQ individuals often fall into the trap of analysis paralysis. Because your brain is a pattern recognition machine, you don't just see the win, you see the 50 responsibilities that come with it. You replay conversations and question decisions constantly. This is compounded by the Dunning-Kruger effect. While less competent people are often overly confident, highly intelligent people are more aware of what they don't know. This leads to imposter syndrome. You overthink your success because you're waiting for someone to find you out. You convince yourself that your wins were just luck, and you spend your mental energy preparing for a failure that isn't coming. You are literally analysis paralyzing your own happiness. There is a darker side to overthinking success. Social sabotage. Your brain knows that success changes your social dynamics. If you win, you might outgrow your social circle or attract crabs who want to pull you back down to their level. Subconsciously, you might start to trip right before the finish line. You miss deadlines, pick fights, or go quiet when you should be promoting yourself. This is a survival mechanism called internalized withdrawal. You are trying to protect your current safety zone from the unknown world of high-status living. You overthink the success because you're afraid of the loneliness that often waits at the lone peak of achievement. Finally, overthinkers struggle with the what's next, anxiety. For a highly active brain, the dopamine hit of a win is often short-lived. Once you reach the goal, your brain immediately starts searching for the next complex challenge. This creates a cycle of restless wandering where you never feel settled. You overthink success because you're afraid that once you get what you want, you still won't feel fulfilled. You're terrified of the arrival fallacy, the realization that the mountain peak doesn't actually change who you are. This fear of empty victory makes you stall, keeping the dream as a perfect idea in your head rather than a flawed reality in your life. Success isn't a threat, it's an evolution. The first step to stopping the loop is to realize that you are allowed to be a work in progress, even when you're at the top. If you've been overthinking your potential, hit that like button. It helps us keep the window open for others who are battling their own brilliant minds. I want to hear from you. Have you ever sabotaged a big win because you were afraid of the pressure? Share your story in the comments. And if you're ready to master the rare form of smart that comes from resilience, make sure you're subscribed for our next deep dive into 7 signs you have traumatic intelligence. You aren't afraid of failing. You're afraid of how powerful you truly are. Stay sharp, stay observant, and we'll see you next time here at Windows Psychology.